Shop Amazon for last minute gifts. Great deals for everyone on your list. Gifts for mom and gifts for dad. Even for your sister and your brother Chad. Ah shoot, we didn't realize we were supposed to get a gift for our dog walker guy. We almost forgot about our dentist Dr. Kerr. We didn't expect to get a gift from her. Or our cousin, I forget his name. He got us something nice, better reciprocate. For last minute deals on gifts for people you forgot. Get fast and free shipping at Amazon.
From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
My hands are cold, but my feet are not. Are you leaving me or have you just forgot? Because in the end, we were never friends, but more. You've got things like a family, they're a bigger deal than I'll ever be. You know that's okay, we should ride this wave to shore.
It's a week of Friday, August 18th, 2017, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and this week's show is brought to you by RX Bar.
I'm looking at this box right now.
Yeah, RX Bar is a whole food protein bar. Now, what does that mean, Eddie? The bars are made with 100% whole ingredients. They found creating a bar made from real whole food ingredients actually tastes better than anything else out there, and you don't need the fillers, the additives, and the chemicals or added sugar. So RX Bar's core ingredients do all the talking. Their packages have 3 egg whites, 2 dates, 6 almonds on the front of the package with no BS. Whether you like sweet or savory, chocolate or fruit flavors, there's an RX bar for you. They come in 11 delicious flavor varieties. They're gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free with no added sugar, no artificial colors, preservatives, or fillers. I'm telling you, I've been eating these all week. They sent us a big box. I love them.
Yeah, Channing and I have been just eating them right now, and I hope that you did not turn down our mics so that you can just hear us suckling on our food.
It's so good, isn't it?
Very good.
Can I say the greatest thing? I love bars like that because here's the thing. Some people call me lazy. Some people say just incredibly efficient with my time.
That's right.
If I can get an entire meal in the time it takes me to eat a bar, which is about 45 seconds, boom. Yeah. Look at that efficiency, or look at that extra 15 minutes I get to sleep in because I didn't have to cook those 3
But
hours.
seriously, here's the deal. I've seen these now in the grocery store. They must be rolling this out pretty big.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. They RX bars. The fact that they're healthy and they taste good. I'm telling you, it's.
So here's the thing. I just took a bite, and here's my actual review.
Okay.
Not as good as a Kit Kat bar. Better than actual food.
There you go.
So I think that's what they were going for.
Yeah, they're going somewhere between.
If you're trying to trick me into think this is Halloween, no thanks. But I could totally eat this for breakfast. That's what I'm saying. It was delicious.
Around 11 o'clock every day, I get a little peckish. I just reach back, have my little RX bar. Right. I'm good to go until 2 o'clock.
A little peckish.
I'm just saying.
I was told a long time ago, you shouldn't eat things you can't pronounce.
There you go.
Right? So if you can't pronounce or spell it, you probably shouldn't eat it. I don't know what dehydrogenized hydrochloric. I don't know what any of that is.
Right.
I can pronounce Kit Kat,
but I can read almonds.
Right. And that's the thing. That's the actually thing I love about their packaging is super minimal. Yeah. And it just says, here's the ingredients, here's the flavor, boom.
And also, the proof is in the it's got to taste good. Because it's really, I can feel good about what I'm eating all day long and enjoy their packaging, but it actually really tastes great. So.
Right. No, that's the crazy
good job,
thing.
RX
I've been eating them all day. Yeah. Hey, right now, RX Bar is doing a special offer for Relevant Podcast listeners. You can get 25% off your first order. Just visit rxbar.com/relevant and enter promo code relevant at the checkout. Get 25% off. I'm telling you, it's delicious. Yeah. I'm thrilled. I used to eat another fairly expensive healthy bar as my peckish snack.
Yeah. Almond Snicker.
And I'm telling you, I'm a convert. I'm over that other brand, and I'm on this one.
That
RX
other brand also made you very sick.
And fat.
Fat and sick. So,
and
can we talk about the term peckish? That's a new one for me.
Neither one of you got past the term peckish. That's where we lost with Prop and Jesse.
Like I said, I'm your host Cameron. Here with me in our Orlando studios, Eddie Big Hat Koffolds.
Not peckish anymore. Feeling good.
Over there on the ones and twos, our producer, my brother, Chandler Strang. Hello. Notice I didn't say illustrious because of what happened last weekend. On the Skype
hard
line,
to upload a whole file.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello.
And joining us all the way from San Francisco, California, Propaganda.
West.
Yeah. Big week, huh?
Yeah.
Big week.
Okay, so let me just acknowledge it right up front. Obviously, since we recorded last time, a lot has happened in our country and in our leadership, and we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it big time.
Are we talking about since the founding of the country, or just since last week?
Since we recorded last week.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with that.
Yeah,
I can go with that.
So coming up later on the show, Lecrae is going to join Prop and the rest of us to talk about this issue. Obviously, Prop and Lecrae have been very vocal about some of these injustice issues that are facing our country. And I texted the guys and I was like, on Monday morning, I mean, we were hitting it hard, and we were talking with the editorial team, and we had 6-7 different, pieces lined up for the day, and we were gonna, we're hitting it. And I hit them up and I said, guys, here's who we're doing. Who else do we need to give our platform to? What voices do we need to publish? And then it kind of dawned on us collectively. It's like, well, why don't we have y'all on? And so we're gonna you guys are the voices. So they're gonna come up later, and we're gonna get into Charlottesville and all the things that have happened since then. Trying to keep the beginning of the show fairly normal for us. And just know that it's coming. So we're not being insensitive, and we're not oblivious to.
There is not a lack of awareness.
Yeah. That's right. In fact, we're like biting our tongue to like wait. Like we all want to get into it. But that's coming up later.
Jesse, were you disappointed on Monday that your article, The 5 Craziest Looks of Protesters, wasn't published? I know you were excited about that.
All the tassels.
Eddie, I got to be honest, I'm not even sure how to respond to that.
The 10 best protest signs by Jesse Gary.
10 most ironic protest signs.
One
protest sign fails.
Eddie, you just won. You won, Eddie. You won the relevant podcast. I've never seen Jesse stopped in his tracks.
Right. Because there's no appropriate response for it. There's no example of a joke. There's nothing that would make that comment appropriate. So I just,
no inroads.
Eddie strikes and gutters, man. I mean, sometimes
you can end up with a solid 100 at the end of the show.
Yeah,
strikes and gutters.
That's all I can hope for.
Yeah. Also, kind of later on the show, King's Kaleidoscope joins us.
That's a band.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not an actual object that the king plays with to pass his time.
Oh, well, then I need to rebook the show because I had a review of a product called the King's Kaleidoscope, which is real. It's this cool psychedelic monocle thing. Got it ready for the eclipse, guys. On Monday, I'm going to look right in the sun with that.
It's a gold-encrusted stained glass kind of telescope.
I can get the band on if we want to do that too, but I'm planning on staring at the sun during the eclipse with a variety of objects, one of which is called the King's Kaleidoscope.
So they are a band. Let's go around the table real quick. Have any of your bands ever played with King's Kaleidoscope? Anybody?
I have never toured with
Jesse?
King's Kaleidoscope.
Nope.
Let's see. Chandler?
No.
Propaganda?
Can I sheepishly raise my hand?
Hey, Prop, so they have a new mixtape dropping on today, the 18th, right? And you are one of the featured collaborators on it, and it's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I love them. We're touring next month. Mostly, we're going to start in Seattle, go down to Albuquerque, and then just run up the West Coast. And then we're probably going to do the rest of the country next year, probably in spring. But I'm so excited about it, man. Like, I'm going to actually be able to use some of their band too. So be doing some live performances and just hanging out with these dudes. And they're just so fun. We just shot a video for the song we did together, and these guys are man, it's just cut from the same cloth. Their work ethic, their music, their creativity. I'm just dude, I feel like we've known each other forever.
And they're musical prodigies, each of them. They can play
it's ridiculous.
They each of them could do an orchestra between their band. They literally can play everything.
All of them. They all play 17 instruments, and then they have the nerve to bring an orchestra for video shoots. I was like, okay, so how many buses we trying to take here? You bring the whole I don't know if all y'all can come.
Jesse, I thought you were saying that musically they were the late 90s electronic group, The Prodigy.
So good.
I got mixed up on the queue.
Well, I actually have the Prodigy on this episode as well too, because when I'm watching the eclipse and I'm staring right into that sun, as deeply as I can, I got 2 telescopes, one on each eye, staring into, because guys, this is this is a once in a lifetime thing, and if I'm going to burn my retinas on anything, it's going to be this cool. And I like to have the techno blast.
Can I ask a real honest question about the eclipse?
Yeah. What's the big deal?
Who cares?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's on the news. Who cares?
No, propaganda. You're
Weren't
wise.
you a child of a space race?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe we're space spoiled down here.
I just feel like it's just like, all right, all the planets and everything are moving, and the sun is everything, and every once in a while they all cross on
Every
a line.
once in a while, somebody crosses somebody. There's a comet that comes over here, and then the rocket goes up.
Right.
I mean, there's always something going on.
Like, I think Halley's Comet's a big deal because you're like, well, that's just. I mean, what are the chances?
Well, once every 75 years, it's a very high chance.
I mean, yeah, exactly. The chances are easily calculatable. The thing about this, what you guys are missing, I'm not worried about like the solar or like galactic phenomenon of it. This is more of a blood moon type of thing for me. Yeah. I've been reading some borderline weird prophetical stuff that I'm pretty convinced this is it. So I got a bunker going. My thing is blood moon in this. I'm convinced I'm not going to need my eyes much longer after the eclipse because of the blood moon stuff.
Right.
So that's why I'm going to let them go down in a blaze of glory, which is watching a really cool eclipse. So that's my
So apparently in Oregon, in Bend, apparently that's the best place to see it in the States, and they said they're expecting over 1 million people to come up there. Wow. So they're taking the one highway that goes into Bend and making both sides one way until Sunday, where it's going to make both sides the other way out. And
so where are they all going to stay?
We're about to have a logistical nightmare.
Yeah,
they're all just going
camp
and staying there.
Maybe that's
VW buses.
Maybe they're all. Isn't there a prophecy about like the dead in Christ will rise first, something in blood moon, and then the people will rise? Maybe it's not going to be from Bend, Oregon. Maybe they're all going there to get lifted.
Have you been to Bend?
No.
It's not unreasonable to think. Yeah, it's not unreasonable to think that's where it could all go down.
It's not unreasonable that, and if you know anything about Oregon culture, it's very possible that they completely believe that this is going to symbol some sort of like beginning of like Galactica happening.
Oh yeah,
and some dude named Thorax is going to come out here somewhere.
And then right in the middle of the Valley of Megiddo, there's me with a comically large pair of binoculars staring into the sun. I've been prepping by staring into the sun for like I'm trying to build up the eye's tolerance. I think a lot of people make mistakes. So they go out there during the eclipse and they just start staring at the sun for like 15 minutes. The thing is, I got my binoculars. I started at like 30 seconds. Right. I'm up to 2 minutes of staring directly into the sun with binoculars, and I think by Monday I'm going to be fine. It's more of a tolerance thing that people don't understand.
Yeah, I agree. It's a tolerance thing.
I don't know if your school district is doing it, but our school district, you can get your kids early from school. You can pull out early from school to go see the eclipse.
My son goes to a Christian school, and so they're just having a prayer service during it.
Yeah, praying for. Yeah.
No. But I got an email last night that they bought solar glasses for all the kids to go out and see it, and I had to sign a permission slip to let my kids stare at the sun.
I love it. I feel like people who genuinely burn their retinas in this,
they deserve it.
Well, it is just Darwinism at that point. You're like, man.
It's all we hear about.
Natural selection.
Listen, I know more about the risk of burning retinas than I do what actually causes that eclipse, because that's still a mystery to me.
Yeah.
But, it's all I hear about with this. I don't hear about the rarity. All I'm hearing now is burn retinas. Just let me enjoy it, man. Just don't tell me about these horrible physical risks. Let me just enjoy this natural phenomenon that only happens every couple decades without the entire conversation about the eclipse revolving around the risk of burning your retinas.
There's Jesse's libertarianism coming out again. Let me burn my own retinas if I feel like it.
I don't need Uncle Sam telling me what I cannot put into my retinas. If it's direct sunlight, it's direct sunlight. Don't tread on these eyes of mine.
All right, well, moving the show along. It's time for our weekly look back at what happened in culture and entertainment. This is the light stuff, not the heavy stuff. It's time for
In Case You Missed It.
Hey, in case you missed it, amidst all the other news that happened this week, Justin Bieber confirmed that he's not starting his own church. Yeah. I'm just emphasizing the not. I'm not saying double negative, not.
That's great.
I was like, wait,
he's
what?
not. I emphasize again.
I was going to say, Cameron, you kind of delivered that one weird. He's not starting
He's
one.
not. And then I italicized it. Not starting his own church. So following the news that Bieber was canceling the last several weeks of his Purpose tour in Australia, rumors spread that he was going to focus on starting his own church. The rumors persisted despite the fact that he wrote an extended Instagram post explaining, I want my career to be sustainable, but I also want my mind, heart, and soul to be sustainable. The tour had been going on for nearly a year and a half. This weekend, a photographer caught up with the singer, that would be the paparazzi, and asked him directly if he was planning on starting a church of his own, and Bieber flatly said no. He also said that he's not working on with any of the artists at the church. He's been heavily involved with Hillsong Church and frequently posts Instagram images with pastors from several churches like Carl Lenz, Chad Veach, Judah Smith, Rich Wilkerson Jr., and others. His involvement with the churches isn't because he's trying to launch his own, but rather because he's just genuinely interested in being a part of faith communities. So there you go.
Well, good for him.
No Bieber, no first Bieber.
Yeah, go buy a jet ski, kid.
Can I mention something about you mentioned that thing with the double negative in the headline, Cameron, and corrected
did.
yourself.
Well, he did not do that.
Yeah. And Eddie did an inappropriate joke about protest signs. I did see one protest sign that was from Charlottesville.
Yeah.
That it said it was from the counter protesters, and it said
The good people.
Say no to white supremacism. But white supremacism had like the red circle with a line through it, like the no smoking signal.
Say no to no white supremacism. Oh, no. That's terrible.
I was
You
thinking
didn't think that through.
They should have just committed to one of those. It should have just been line through white supremacism.
It should have just said white supremacy with the thing around it.
With a big line.
Yeah.
Say
That's,
no
I'm
to-
just saying that. Speaking of that, Eddie, I did see an unfortunate protest sign this weekend.
Hey, in case you missed it, the Movie Pass service wants to get people going to the movies again by offering a $10 a month movie pass. So it's one of the founders of Netflix, and he wants to seriously disrupt the movie industry with this company that has dropped the price of its service to $9.95 a month in an effort to learn more about customers' movie-going habits. The price of the subscription service is no longer broken into tiers, and it lets you pay a flat monthly fee in exchange for being able to go to the movies every single day without buying a ticket, though you can only see one movie a day, unless you just wander into another theater after your movie's done. I mean, come on. We were all fourth graders on summer break.
Because I've done that. I've heard of people getting arrested for shoplifting for that.
How else am I going to see Dangerous Minds? Right? I got to sneak into it.
Mitch Lowe told Variety, after years of studying and analysis, we found that people want to go to the movies more often, but the pricing keeps going up, and that prevents them from going more. We're making it more
That's pretty
affordable
true.
for people. So even though theaters will be reimbursed for the tickets, some chains are speaking out against the model. AMC, the biggest chain in the country, said flat no. They said that price level is unsustainable and only sets up consumers for ultimate disappointment down the road if or when the product can no longer be fulfilled.
Ironically, the same chain that posted a record loss this week.
Yeah, they're not going to participate.
Yeah, think about the future.
They're like Blockbuster fighting Netflix at this point.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me ask, speaking for the entire music industry, the movies guys, like, you can say no as long as you want.
Right.
Okay. You gonna lose this battle, fam.
Right.
The signed music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, remember when the music industry was like, nah, man, free services, streaming services, no, it's going to kill us all. It's going to kill us all. Oh, word? Okay, wait 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Let it go, guys.
thing about,
you're going to lose this.
I'm very curious about the whole movie theater model because I've read that pretty much the price of tickets goes straight to the studios and that all theaters make their money with concessions. They might take a dollar or two off the ticket price, but when you see like
doesn't make our money
the
with concessions.
the box office gross or whatever, that's the movie ticket price, and that went to the theater. So if anybody should be upset about this, it should be the movie studios, not the theaters. The theaters are kind of just pass through. It'll get more people in their theaters buying $25 popcorns. Yeah.
They really need to do two passes. They need to do the movie pass and the concession
concession pass.
I mean, some of them already do like bottomless popcorn. You know?
Well, yeah, you buy the $13 bucket, they'll fill it up twice for you.
Hey, in real talk, in college,
11 cents of popcorn.
In college, we used to go to the movies, and I'm not proud of it, but if there was like a popcorn thing on top of the garbage, like that looked like, no one like licked
like
the inside
a
of
clean
it.
person previously used this.
Exactly. And I mean, the butter that they put in there is so molten hot. It's got to kill most bacteria. You know? They're putting molten.
The worst logic.
They line it. They line it with. They sanitize it with hot butter.
That's what I'm saying.
So I think you're good. I think you're good. And anyway, but that was a way to get the free popcorn. But no, I think look, if there's any like one of the last vestiges of modern entertainment that needs to be disrupted, it is the movie theater model because it's been operating on the same business model for decades now. And I don't go to the movies as much as I used to anymore. And it's not cost prohibitive, but it's certainly not as convenient as staying home and watching Netflix or any of the other 10 streaming
also your age.
apps I have. So like if you can have something where I can literally just pull up to a movie theater whenever I want and not have to pay any extra because it's just another subscription, I think it's a fantastic idea.
Can I ask, do you really think that the future of movies is it making the theater experience somehow more enjoyable, affordable again, or is it going to be getting brand new movies into your home like right away?
There's your big industry debate right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
obviously you see AMC's like doubling down on amenities like food at
Yeah,
your
they're having a
seat,
bar now,
reserve
right.
your seat, the bar.
Yeah.
Again, that's where they
Yeah.
make their money.
Reclining
They're trying
seats.
to make, amazing reclining
Yeah.
seats. I mean,
Seats
take
are kinda
Nappy Nap.
phenomenal.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're trying to make it more luxurious that you can't replicate this at your house. And then there's people like Mark Cuban that are saying the day it releases in the theater, it should be available on all your devices, and you can just pick how you want to give me money.
Right.
You know, so it's a big debate between the theater owners and the studios.
Them fountain drinks are the win though. I had a buddy that franchised, that had a McDonald's franchise, and he helped out, or he was partial of one of the movie theaters, and they're like, for their drinks, it's like the extra large soda cost them 6 cents. Mm-hmm. So they're like, of course you can have bottomless.
Yep.
Because it's all profit.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so if that's the case, then like, yeah, you're right. Like the theater should be like, man, I don't care. You do whatever you want.
Right.
Y'all want this popcorn though? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
And like I feel like there is a model out there that if you want the experience, it's almost like with going to like a baseball game or something. Like tickets to like a minor league baseball game are almost nothing. It costs
Yeah.
$5 or $10. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have some food. I'm gonna have some drinks. Gonna let my kid buy some souvenirs and stuff. I think if theaters started moving more to the model of like sports games, then where even like you had like cool merch and little stuff that like if for kids, like it's always baffled me that for like, let's say you take a kid to go see like Cars or something, why isn't there like a little toy store right outside that switches with like the different movies so you can buy merch?
Dude, if the new Batman movie opens and then they had like official studio swag in the lobby in a gift shop, fans would totally buy that stuff.
I just
I'm
think
a grown man and would do that.
Dude,
I walked
that's
out of the
brilliant.
Avengers and I would see like, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I need that shield.
Or
That is brilliant.
like so many of these movies are adapted from books and novels. Like there's been so many times where I saw the movie, like, yeah, I'm curious to kind of read the book now. Even if they had like a little books, like there's so many other ways to monetize the movie going experience. It's just they're stuck in this old model that doesn't make any sense anymore.
Let people in the door for this
Yeah.
$10 a month thing, and then while I'm in there, serve me dinner, overpriced snacks, and give me a gift shop experience. It's almost like you made your own
You win.
mall.
the only one I like
you got
seeing.
more people in the building to spend money.
The theme park.
Hey, in case you missed it, David Letterman is coming back with his own Netflix show.
That's good.
It's only 6 of them, but there's 6 hour-long episodes it's a new series that'll feature long-form interviews along with reports from the field from the former Late Show host. He said the new series won't resemble a traditional late-night show. He told the New York Times that he's going to write down a list of people that you're not going to be able to talk to, and those are the people that I want to try to get to talk to. And added, as with many things, I'm coming from a position of great ignorance, so the well of questioning is pretty much infinite. No air date has been announced. I'm excited. I love
Netflix
Letterman.
had quite a week. They announced Shonda Rhimes too signed a deal with them to
Yeah.
produce content
Huge.
for them
An
exclusively.
exclusive
Yeah.
contract.
Well,
Yeah.
they just lost Disney, though. I mean, that's the thing. They have
They
to
did lose
compensate
Disney.
because Disney walked away, and Disney owns Marvel and Star Wars. So,
Right.
I mean, look, this Letterman show is like genuinely intriguing because Letterman's an interesting guy, and it sounds like he's going to do something completely outside the box. Like, none of his statements have offered a lot of clarity on what he exactly means by it, although it seems to tap into like his genuine curiosity
I
about
think he's
things.
going to do Anthony Bourdain type thing, where he goes to Barack's house and spends the day
Yeah.
with them, and
Yeah.
that
Like,
kind of
can
like
see that.
comedians in cars type thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be smart.
Yeah, the Disney news. I don't know. I see the Moana thing being promoted on Netflix or whatever. I didn't realize they have like Rogue One, Star Wars movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the MCU movies. They have Doctor Strange, Civil War. I mean, losing that is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm Disney, I'm not loaning my license to anything. I'm like, they own islands. So I'm like, you can come to me.
Hey, in case you missed it, the 3 most liked tweets of all time were revealed. This week, CNN connected with Twitter to figure out which tweets have received the most likes, and it turns out one of them was just sent this past week. The third most liked tweet was Ellen's famous Oscar selfie featuring celebrities like Bradley Cooper, Lupita, Jennifer Lawrence, Brad Pitt, others. The second was a message from Ariana Grande to fans following the terror attack at one of her concerts that killed 22 people. It read, "Broken. From the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. I don't have words." The number one, however, which has been liked more than 3.1 million times as us like us recording this, was tweeted this weekend, just a few days ago, by President Obama following the events in Charlottesville. It features an image of the former president with a diverse group of children that are all like in a window, and includes part of a quote from Nelson Mandela that reads, "No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion." Most liked tweet of all time.
Crazy.
In just a few days, which is amazing.
Yeah,
Glorious.
and that with all with all the vitriol and poison on social media, like all the time, especially these days
From leaders.
It's encouraging that the something could become like this cultural touchstone in a week, becoming the most liked tweet of all time is a message that is hopeful. So even though there's all the madness and craziness in the world, there's little things like this sometimes offer little kind of glimpses of encouragement.
And on a similar note, I got 10 likes on a Sister Act tweet that I made joke yesterday. So I was feeling pretty good about my social media life.
What was the tweet?
I don't want to do that. Come on. You
can't bring it up.
Hold on. I'll bring it up because it was really great.
It was really great, he says. Here's the build-up.
Here, you keep going.
No, we're done. We're closing out the segment after we hear the tweet. We're going to end on a high note.
Get it? Because they're back in the habit of singing and dancing, and the habit is a special hat that nuns wear. Get it? I just, I was pointing out
Looking at you giggling about this just added. I wish I could watch you tweet this.
I laughed about that for 2 days, about making a joke about the back in the habit, and then I did it, and it blew up. Literally tens of likes.
Not tens, just 10.
Yeah.
Hey, Eddie, you should do one with Speed 2 cruise control. That's the exact same line of reasoning. Like, get it? Terrorists took control of a cruise and they put it in cruise control.
Right.
Get it?
It's a great joke.
Perfect. I saw
joke.
a great tweet this week that said, sometimes, do you ever, I'm going to butcher it, but it was something along the lines of, do you ever think Jeremy Irons starts laughing to himself while ironing a shirt? Because his name is a complete sentence. His name is a subject and a verb. Jeremy Irons. And there he is ironing, laughing to himself.
I love that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, that'll do it for In Case You Missed It. Stay tuned. Up next, Slices. Listening to Moss, Moss.
Not like more?
All caps. Moss.
Oh, I see. Not like...
The song is Here If You Want, parentheses, Blue Pale, close parentheses.
That was like Moss propaganda.
Hey, Eddie, do you think the makers of Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit thought of the name and were like, it's so good, we kind of have to do a sequel? Like,
Right.
the first one
I think
really
there's
didn't
certain
perform
movies that
well
the
enough to necessitate a sequel.
The name
But
came first.
Yeah, the name comes
it's
first.
too good. We're going to reverse engineer this. The title is too good.
Hey, at the beginning of the podcast, you heard Alex Leahy with Every Day's the Weekend. Every Day's the Weekend. There you go.
But by the way,
that's
I'm
not how
convinced
Calendar
that's how Speed 2 Cruise Control got made, because they were thinking of, they had a brainstorm meeting. Look, Speed 1, it was a bus, it was a runaway bus in downtown LA rush hour. It doesn't get more exciting. Around the table, we got to one up this thing for the sequel. Like, there's airplanes, there's motorcycles, there's race cars, and someone's like, a cruise boat out in open water with nothing in its way. Like, you could just open it up and it would be in danger to no one for days and days and days in the open ocean. And like, well, that's a terrible idea. That doesn't sound exciting at all. It's called Cruise Control. There it is. That's how that movie. I'm convinced that's the only reason that movie got made.
So it's time for
I didn't even
Slices.
see part 2.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything. It was a nice leisurely cruise. Not much happens. There's a midnight buffet, second act. Yeah, it's not much.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for Slices. Now, Slices is our kind of weird news of the week segment. clearly it was difficult this week to ignore the real news, to find the weird, funny news. We're going to try our best. Do know that we're aware of how odd this is, and we are going to get into the real news after this segment.
Yes.
But it's time for slices. What do you have, Jesse?
All right, so a business analyst group recently partnered with Walmart to determine the most sold item in each state in the country. So Amazon's taking over the world, but Walmart still does a ton of business and offers like an interesting psychological look at the consumer habits of states around the country. And some of these aren't that surprising. Some are absolutely baffling. So I want to read to you some of the most purchased item at Walmart's comparing different states around the country.
Now, do we have the time of day that this item was purchased at Walmart? Because I think the Walmart crowd after 11 p.m. and the Walmart crowd at 3 p.m. are very, very different.
Yeah. And all of them have to be wolf t-shirts. Right? Like,
that's a solid 9 p.m.
Most of the country. Most of the country was wolf t-shirts.
Yeah.
I feel like New Jersey was the most obvious, like pretty much anyone can guess. Eddie, what do you think the most purchased item at Walmart is in the state of New Jersey?
Bronzer.
Right. Yeah.
Hair gel.
Oh, yeah.
It's close. You're close.
Like sunscreen?
It's dumbbells.
No, there's no way it's more purchased than eggs. I mean...
Dude, okay, this is on Business
So
Insider. I'm looking at an interactive map
maybe
right
it's
now.
non-food items, because there's no way that milk is selling less than dumbbells.
It's got to be a
Well,
proportional.
not all Walmarts sell milk.
No, it's got to be
Really?
It's still like,
Yeah.
get out of the food, even just
Okay,
a
then
pack of
Doritos.
T-shirts.
Okay, I'm gonna read. Okay,
A pack of undershirts. There's no way.
Maybe they're withholding something.
No.
Maybe they're withholding something. But here's what it said: Walmart gathers more data than any other U.S. retailer on what Americans are buying, thanks to sheer size. This is from Business Insider. The company recently analyzed the data to find out which items are the most popular in every state and shared the results with Business Insider.
Right, that means
unique item that's more popular in this state than another state.
It's it's the most disproportional to the
because
average.
Doritos is going to be across the whole country.
I know for a fact that in New Jersey, those dudes buy more dumbbells than they do eggs.
That might be true.
That's
No,
common
they need the
knowledge.
eggs for protein, and they need to roid up, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you're right, because some of these are bad. Like, some of them aren't surprising. Like Florida, this is kind of cool. The popular item was connected home kits.
Oranges. What? Oh,
Connected
really?
home kits.
Smart home
Yeah.
kids.
At Walmart.
Yeah, but that makes sense because Florida energy companies are starting to give like rebates for them. So this is the proportional.
It's got to be the unique item that's spiked.
Right.
It's spiked across a country norm.
Across all of our stores, we sell 15 of these a day.
Florida, they sell 40.
40 a day. We're still selling more T-shirts, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
We're
that
selling
I'm pretty sure
300.
Walmart saw a spike recently, specifically in Charlottesville for like tiki torches.
Yes. I was kind of hoping he'd get to it and we could do it in real time.
I have some tiki
So do
torches
I.
for some backyard gatherings
Me too.
because it keeps the
Yeah,
bugs
like
away.
everyone else
I will
does.
never use them ever again.
No way.
I am
Well,
a-
Tiki came out and it said we want nothing to do. Like,
I
they
know.
literally released a corporate
No,
statement.
I'm sorry, that picture is forever part of American history.
They're
I'm not
going to
gonna
have to
It is.
redesign that.
like
Yeah.
you
They're
just
gonna have
y'all
to.
went from like scary racist to frat boys like immediately, and then and so like I think I had probably one of my funniest Twitter rants off the tiki torches because I'm like, man, I can't take your racism serious.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you look like you just came from a luau right now.
Yeah, no,
like,
that's true.
What do you like? Which one of the Klan members started that? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, was y'all having was there a sale? Like,
Talk about back in the habit.
Yeah,
Man.
those white supremacists smelled like
in the
hate,
habit.
but also citronelli. It was very weird.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
was
they really hate mosquitoes.
All right, okay, so Florida's smart home. What?
okay. Nevada is canned pumpkins. Canned pumpkins
Because they can't grow in the desert. I get it.
Yeah,
They gotta
exactly.
buy 'em canned.
And it's too hard. Yeah, exactly. You got to eat them in a can. This is the one that was most baffling for me. For Illinois, the state of Illinois, puzzle storage. Puzzle storage. How many puzzles does your home have to have?
Hold on.
That you would buy special storage just for the puzzles. Like, it's not that puzzles are the most sold item in Illinois.
Right.
It's storage for. Do people in Illinois hand down these puzzles? Like, where are the puzzles coming from?
Yeah, because it's like you're not buying them all new. This is generations worth of puzzles adding on top of each other. I need storage.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we forget that like Illinois, that Chicago is like 1/62 of Illinois. Like, there's a lot of other state there,
And they're heavy. There's nothing to do. All they do
That's
is
the thing.
puzzles. And when they finish one, because there's nothing else to do, I mean, you're not going to throw it out.
Right.
You put it in puzzle
You
storage.
keep it because you're going to pass it down to your kids one day. So, but yeah, 3 months out of the year, you can go outside in Chicago. 9 months of the year, you're inside doing puzzles. You've got a lifetime supply. You need to store them. I get it.
Good point.
North Carolina, electric knives, like turkey carving knives.
What?
Electric knives.
Was this study done in November? Because you have pumpkin and now knives.
I think
Dude, that's pretty
I'm
astute
assuming
of you,
people
Cameron.
around the holidays like stock up on this stuff. But to me, I don't even know if my household. I don't even know if we have an electric knife, much less all my neighbors have. Like, it just seems like an insane item for it to be number one. It does. It's an interesting look at the psychology. Like, Texas was wedding invitations.
What?
Nebraska
Those
was
Texas girls,
beverage
they like to get
tumblers.
married. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Nebraska beverage tumblers.
What that
I think people in Nebraska have a problem. Is what it's saying. It was also Connecticut DVDs. Who's buying and Blu-ray movies, DVDs and Blu-rays?
And
Who's
where?
buying those anymore?
Where?
Connecticut. Do they not have the internet up there? Like, when's the last time any of you guys have bought a DVD or a Blu-ray?
I literally can't think
remember.
of it.
Yeah.
Years.
Exactly. it shows something about the psychology of not just people around the country, but also Walmart customers. Minnesota was folding chairs, and if there's any state that I would want to move to, just based on what the most popular item, it's absolutely the Washington state, where they sold more Starburst than anywhere in the country. So I think Washington state absolutely wins.
That's crazy. All right. What do
Yeah.
you have, Prop?
Well, I have a lot of things, but the one thing for this is, you put something in a documentary and all of a sudden it's true, whether it's true or not. You put it in a documentary and now it's like the new thing. So like when they had like the what the hell thing. That,
No, I
like,
know.
all of a sudden-
I've seen Blackfish.
Yeah, all of a sudden everybody's,
Yeah, all of a sudden I can't go to
Everyone's on the
SeaWorld and
train.
enjoy myself.
yeah, it's all bad, right?
I'm saying.
Forks over knives, all that jazz. Yeah.
Totally. So about a year and a half ago, I watched this documentary on Bitcoin, right? The digital sort of currency, to try to kind of get my brain around whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And it turns out, like, I know I left that thing like basically just pretending like I knew what I was talking about, because I maybe grabbed a few chunks out of that. Like, I get it that it functions on this idea of scarcity, right? That like if you make a fixed amount of units of something, then they maintain their value, and the value isn't
I'm tracking.
contingent on like the ups and downs of like markets,
Like-
if you will.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Inflation or
because
deflation.
It's just
Yeah.
math. Like it's oversight is math. There's only so many of them. Right. So that's as far as I could get in my understanding. So how to get them is some sort of like mining, which I don't understand how none of that works. Right.
I'm
But
tracking.
apparently no one does, right? And recently, they just had the equivalent of a stock market crash, which I thought when I read the documentary that they didn't have a stock market because it's like governed by math. So apparently in Wired magazine, they put out this article that says Bitcoin makes even smart people feel dumb. So the truth is, the most greatest experts of Bitcoin, like meta currency, and what those that are into the Bitcoin thing would call us that are on just regular paper money, call that flat currency, right? That they can't figure out like what happened and how to explain what happened. And so, but I think it brings up a bigger thing to think about. And what they're saying and what Bitcoin kind of like exposes is that currency has no intrinsic value except for what we give it. Right. So when we say, hey, you got a lot of gold, it's like, well, gold is rocks, and it's only because we said that rock's more important than that rock is why this, and paper money is just, it's cotton. That's why it's just cotton, and why, like, so this crash sort of confirmed that, you whether it's paper or digital, it's still just currency is just what we agree it is. And then it also shows really how to think about technology, because if you would have sat down in 1989 and say, hey, what's the internet? Like, could you articulate what the internet is? Like, can you say it in a sentence?
Dude, I had to try. I used to work at Office Depot, like back in the boom of the internet, and sell computers to old people.
6 months ago.
And sell computers to old people, and they would say, like, what is internet? And you're like, I don't even.
Well, there's a movie with Sandra Bullock called The Net. Just give them a DVD because they all have
It's a
the
documentary,
DVD
actually.
Great.
Yeah. My mom watched that and started unplugging the internet from the computer when we were
Smart.
online.
That's smart.
Because they can come over the phone line while the computer's off and take all your stuff.
Think we don't know that?
Yeah.
And Prop, I think part of the point, if something is so complex that it's impossible to articulate, it's easy for that to become unwieldy because the people in control of it, have a difficulty defining the terms, much less of actually enforcing those terms, which is why, I've long lost faith in any sort of currency and converted all of my savings into alpaca and rare pogs. Alpaca is, I'm getting fur. Worst comes to worst, I've gotten meat. I didn't want to, but I did. Delicious alpaca milk. Right. And the rare pogs, that's the scarcity thing, guys. They're not making anymore, trust me. If it all goes down and you guys come to me with your Bitcoins and with your wallets full of paper money that is worthless to me, you're going to have to do some interesting trades or services if you want to get in some of this alpaca action.
All I'm saying is I watched the Alaskan Bushman shows, and they don't have any need for our paper or Bitcoin currencies. They're just swapping and helping, and everybody's happy, and then it buried some. But it's a different way to live, and I think that we should consider it.
I really feel like Jesse thought of that joke the second I sent him my slice. He was like, "I'm gonna set this fool up." Like, yes, that's the one. Perfect.
Yeah, the problem with Bitcoin, besides like nerds losing their Minecraft accounts and stuff like that, is that like it's an.
I don't think you can pay for Minecraft with Bitcoin.
Oh, I'm sure there's a way.
You can hack it.
That's what you don't understand.
Yeah.
Is that it's like an untraceable currency that's used a lot on really terrible
like the
ways.
dark web.
Yeah, like the buying and selling of
like
humans.
Real dodgy.
Like where I bought alpacas, because real talk, they're not legal in the state of Virginia. So wink, wink. This ranch I got out back, I got 35 alpacas crammed in my backyard that I don't need the city to know about. So
you
thanks,
guys should probably franchise up with your bees and chickens in your backyard. You got the alpacas. I feel like y'all got
I'll say this, very agitated because it's a tight space back there, and I keep cramming them in. Every time I get more on Bitcoin, every paycheck is going to new alpaca. I've got a whole system, man. It's getting pretty tight back there, and they don't look healthy. I'm going to be honest. I think I got them too tight. I'm a little concerned about my investment. Let's just say this. I'm willing to start freezing a lot of alpaca meat if what happens is with what I think is going to happen soon. So anyway, I'm rich with alpaca meat. All that to say.
Pushes the button.
So Bitcoin's crashing, invest in alpaca. That's what we're saying.
That was Prop Slice. Good slice, Prop.
All right, what do you have, Eddie?
Thank you.
Well, Prop and I decided to be adults in this kind of conversation. We brought actual slice about something, substantive. Jesse, I look forward to seeing how you destroy this. A story out of Los Angeles. There is a pilot program that is just a really interesting concept. It is paying...
It's like a flight school?
See, that's what I'm talking about. Chandler, just pull his microphone down. So it is paying homeowners in some unincorporated communities $50,000 to $75,000 to either improve their existing dwelling or add a dwelling to their home, a place where someone can live, in order to let someone that is homeless live in their home. The program was introduced last year in LA as a measure. There's like these 47 strategies to combat homelessness, because the homelessness rate in LA, while I don't know the statistic, I know that it is extremely high, and it's been
very high.
It's been in the news a lot lately, like it's high even for Los Angeles. And so they are giving people, if they are willing to build a structure into their home and house a homeless person, effectively making them not homeless anymore, they will give them $75,000, and it's $50,000 if they have an existing structure and they just need to improve it to make it inhabitable.
Kind of like a garage apartment sort of thing?
That's right.
Yeah.
So you add, air conditioning, and I don't know what else you need, but
kitchen,
water.
Yeah,
things
bathroom,
of that nature.
Yeah.
Insulation. They've been doing like really rad things in LA. Like they have this one that's like it's like a portable sort of like shower where it's almost like a food truck, but it's like a truck for showers, and they just pull up. You could set up, and then like if you got like a job interview, and they're like, "Yo, you come clean up, do what you got to do," and then and then they're doing these like again like food truck styles of like secondhand stores.
Yeah.
So like, again, like you want to dress up a little better to try to get this job. They're just pulling up. You could take care of that. Go do what you got to do. And then come back. So like, they're really trying their best to like, I'm really proud of the city for that. Like really trying their best to like kind of think outside the box as to like how to really,
and it's really like dignity preserving stuff. It's not just like here's a sandwich that's terrible tasting. It's like they're really trying to figure out like how can we be genuinely helpful to this population that's caught in a pretty vicious cycle.
Well, and the cool thing about that program that you were talking about, Eddie, is the other thing too is it like promotes the community element. Like it's incentivizing people to get involved and to help people in need. And like Cameron said, not just like a handout or like buildings like a new shelter, like those are helpful things, but thinking outside the box and actually incentivizing people to renovate their homes and to add on to their homes with the sole intention of being able to help someone break the cycle of homelessness. I think that's a cool community initiative.
Well,
like there's
in town, we've got this thing, the Picnic Project, and it's this, like we went last Sunday and we go all the time, where they basically just, this gourmet chef cooks incredible food, and then everybody sits down and eats this wonderful meal together. And I'm sitting there, my daughters are sitting there, and people that are walking in just off the streets are sitting there all eating together. And you're like, oh, this is part of it, right? We're all together, actually being in community together. And so, to your point, there's something really beautiful that happens when we just sort of acknowledge the humanity of each other.
I will say this: the city is not giving me any money. They've actually fined me $75,000. I'm trying to actually dodge that, because this little operation I have here is against a lot of codes, and the alpacas bit some people, and I'm facing a lawsuit for alpaca bites. So I'm not in a good situation. I owe the city quite a bit of money. So if that's what you're getting at, Eddie, thanks. That's an open wound. And
see, I thought I'm in
a lot of debt right now.
You're saying they bite? I thought they spit.
They'll do whatever they have to do.
That's llamas.
Oh, llamas.
I mean,
spit.
like I said,
Llamas
mine are
spit.
pretty agitated because they're not in a sanitary dwelling, according to the mayor. So according to city council,
there is nothing
bad.
scientifically different between a llama and an alpaca. I believe they're the same animal.
I think that's right. We don't need to hit Ask Science Mike
No.
about that.
I think I think it's just two different names for the same thing.
Right. It's like dog and wolf. Exactly the same thing. No
Yeah,
differences.
did you know that a mountain lion, a panther, a cougar, and a jaguar are all the same animal?
I read that recently.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Florida panther is the same as a jaguar or something. It's,
Yeah, they're the same animal. Matter of fact, they hold the record for the most names of themselves.
Llamas have long banana-shaped ears, while alpacas have shorter.
See, I'm surprised it's not a rapper.
same thing.
You know,
Deers.
like Hove,
So it's like
Jay-Z.
similar, but just like a different.
Because Prop, you've only
type
got
of the same
two.
thing.
Yeah, he only has two names.
Your government name and then propaganda.
Yeah.
That is true. And then different variations of such. But it's not like, I'm not like a Wu-Tang member.
Right.
How they have like multiple names.
Right.
You know, Italian Stallion, you know what I'm saying? Bobby
So
Steele,
you're saying
Johnny Blaze.
Jaguars are the Wu-Tang of the animal kingdom.
Basically.
Yeah.
Llamas are
Bobby
twice the
Steele.
size of alpacas.
They're twice the size.
Yeah, but
so
nobody can prove
alpacas are
that.
backyard size. That's why Jesse invested in
But
them.
how can you prove that?
Yeah.
Exactly. They're backyard size, except for when you get north of 50.
What if
back
that's
there.
just a tall alpaca? You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right. Propaganda.
Are me and Shaq two different species? No.
Yep, that's right. The truth is out there.
So you're saying that it's just a size difference, but they're exactly the same. It's the same
Just
as
'cause
you
they're
and
bigger.
Shaq. Yeah,
Right.
okay.
It's generally if you got a big alpaca, you got yourself a llama.
Tadashi, if I stood next to Tadashi and I showed you his calf and my calf,
Yeah.
my leg and his leg, you would think, because that's that boy's bones.
Yeah.
Like he's literally that big.
Yeah.
Right. So I would imagine, like,
Yeah.
5,000 years from now, if you dug up both of our bones, you would think that I was an unevolved species in relation to Tadashi's skeleton. But no, he's just a big dude.
Also, their hair is different, but they're basically cousins of the same
Their
species.
hair is different, but they're cousins.
The alpaca hair is finer and used for clothing.
What I love is that Chandler didn't look that up. He's
just-
very passionate about his alpacas.
Yeah, here's the thing. I've swindled Chandler to make quite an investment. He didn't want to make it uneducated, but he put in the time, he put in the research. He gave me quite a sum of money. He just didn't know how terrible I was at managing these, and now he's actually on the hook and is in quite a bit of trouble with the city as well, because I got his name on the deed for this little this little pin I got back there. So
All right, well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Lecrae joins us, and we talk about the real news of the week.
I can't seem to tell her I wish she would stay. Time's always leaving, let her go on her way. Time's always leaving, never takes off her coat. Packing her bags, never leaving a note. Seems I'm always believing she'll stay for the night. Time's always leaving before I can tell her to stay, stay. I'm not through with her yet. I'm afraid of the morning, and I'm afraid of sunset.
You're listening to The Lone Bellow. The song is Time's Always Leaving. It's from their new album, which is going to drop on September 15th. Very excited about that. I was with Zach Williams, their lead singer, not too long ago. He's one of the funniest humans. If you can find him, if you can find him on Instagram, it's not his name, it's some other name. He's really funny. His sense of humor is bizarre. It's great. Lone Bellow, there you go. This week's feature segment is brought to you by Tracker. So here's
What is that?
So I literally 5 to 7 times a week can't find my wallet or my keys. And so over the years, I've invested in various will help you find your wallet and keys things like, I'm not going to name other companies' names, but they're available at Best Buy and others to various degrees of effectiveness, I should say. Tracker is one that I'm using now, and I'm thrilled with it. 8 years ago, Tracker released their first tracking device and changed everything, and now they've done it again with the all-new Tracker Pixel. Tracker Pixel is the lightest Bluetooth tracking device on the market. You simply place the Tracker Pixel on whatever you tend to lose, your keys, your wallet, your computer, your cat, whatever it is. Then when you misplace an item that has the Tracker Pixel attached to it, you can use your smartphone, and a 90 decibel alert will help you find it in seconds. It even has a powerful LED light so you can find anything even in the dark. You can locate your item if it's miles away because every Tracker user is part of the largest crowd location network in the world. So it kind of like cross-references other Tracker things. And
I see.
So I literally
That's
have
super
left
cool.
a set of keys at a restaurant, and the Tracker map helped me find it because there's like 800 people in the region, and it cross-located and found it. I've left my keys flew out on Thunder Mountain Railroad at Walt Disney World. I found it months later because when I came back to Disney and I walked near the Lost and Found, Tracker alerted me to that I have a thing over there, and I went and got it, and there it was from 6 months earlier. I'm telling you, Tracker works.
This is a very intriguing product because there's been numerous occasions where I've gotten a call that several of my investments are running wild. And, are loose, and children are scared. It got into a school. One of the alpacas got into a school, and I didn't know. Had I known, things wouldn't have gone down like they did. So I'm going to invest in this too. I mean, I'm into investing, right? I got a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of alpacas that need to be tracked because they are wily and evil animals, and I hate them.
So I just pulled the one out of my wallet and showed Eddie. It's about the size of a quarter. Yeah. I just slip it into my wallet, but it comes with a little like string hook thing that you can put on your keychain or your dog's collar or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And then it's just in 10 seconds you can add it to the Tracker app, and then you know where your stuff is. Right now, Tracker is offering a special offer to Relevant Podcast listeners. Just go to tracker.com. That's TRACKR.com. Enter promo code RELEVANT to get 20% off any order. That's tracker.com. Promo code RELEVANT for 20% off. TRACKR.com. Go check it out. If you're mindlessly losing things all the time like me and need help, there you go, Tracker. Well, obviously, what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia this past weekend kind of has gotten the nation's attention yet again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes here at Relevant. We came in first thing Monday morning, and our editorial team got together and, put our heads together. How are we going to address this? We have to take a stand. We have to be bold with this. And reached out. I mean, as we do when it comes to like sensitive issues, and we want to have voices speak into what we're doing here. And so we reached out to a number of leaders to write for us this week and to say the things that need to be said. And so we're welcoming to the podcast today, Lecrae is joining us for this segment. How you doing, man?
All is well.
Good.
I mean, in light of everything going on, I'm alive, I'm breathing, I'm surviving.
Yeah, some as well.
Well, what I want to do is we're recording this segment on Thursday, August 17th. So if things have happened since then, we don't know about them when you hear this. What I want to do is recap just factually what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia this week. Last weekend, if you people know about the violence and stuff, and maybe you don't know the backstory of what was actually trying to take place. So a Unite the Right rally was planned for Saturday the 12th to protest the removal of a statue of Robert E. Lee. It was described as one of the largest white supremacist events in recent U.S. history. It was organized by Jason Kessler, who is a former journalist and a member of the Proud Boys, which is a white nationalist group. The day before this was scheduled, on Friday, marchers descended on the University of Virginia carrying torches and yelling slogans like White Lives Matter and Blood and Soil. Then protesters gathered again on Saturday and clashed with counter demonstrators. At around 11:30 a.m., a local state of emergency was declared on Saturday by the city of Charlottesville. And then at 1:42, a speeding car rammed into the anti-racist protesters, killing 32-year-old Heather Heyer and injuring at least 19 others. The car fled the scene but was soon located and stopped by police. The guy who was driving the car was James Alex Fields Jr. from Ohio. He's been charged with second-degree murder and other counts that are still pending. Also, a police helicopter crashed while en route to the rally on Saturday, killing 2 state troopers. Obviously, Saturday was a crazy day on social media, Sunday, and everything that's happened since then. I just wanted to open up the conversation with Prop and Lecrae and just ask you guys, take me through your weekend. Take me through what was going on with you as you saw the events unfolding.
Well, one thing I want to, there's a minor detail that I think you missed. You said that they were carrying torches. They were not carrying torches. They were carrying tiki torches.
They carry tiki torches. Remember that.
Right. Never forget.
Remember that they raided a Walmart to show their racism.
Yeah.
That they hate mosquitoes just as much as they hate black people.
That's right. That's right.
That's really a bold statement.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll start. I'll just say, I think when I initially saw what was taking place, my biggest feeling was fear for the students on that campus, not understanding the level of volatility that was going to happen. So that was my level of concern. I guess I went into dad mode. Like, how do I protect innocent lives from something that could potentially get out of hand?
What I saw your tweet that night. I retweeted it or on Saturday. You actually asked if there were any UVA students who needed help relocating because they don't to another school because they don't feel safe. Did people hit you up about that?
They absolutely did, and we're in process to this day helping students
transfer.
Transfer.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? And I've just decided going into this conversation that I'm going to reveal all my ignorance because I think it's probably just helpful. So when I saw the protesters, I was shocked. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. Who would ever do this?
Yeah.
Were you surprised?
No. Let me jump in here because I think that there's Well, there's a jarring effect that like what I feel like what white supremacists have learned to do is really sort of like in some ways kind of like clean up their reputation and sort of put a little more slick talking, sort of approachable, Macklemore haircut kind of guys like, in the front. And I mean, you can only suspend reality for so long to where it's like, okay, this person's speaking logically, but then that there's like this monster behind them. And at some point, like at some point we're going to get here. Because of something that me and Alma unpack on this next Red Couch episode is this sort of lost cause narrative. Like if you're drawing identity from this concept of like, hey, this like manifesting destiny and like in this idea of this American ideal that like we built this country by the sweat of our brow and for our sort of freedom and autonomy and and it's this idea of small government and way up in the north they can't tell us who we are, and the image and symbol of this like sort of frontier rugged like fight for truth and defend tyranny icon for them is this Robert E. Lee, right? So it's like I'm drawing identity from this, right? So if you see power and identity as like sort of a zero sum game where it's like equality means you're taking power from me, right? Not only are you taking power, now you're taking identity from me. Like this is all we got. You know what I'm saying? So if that's your attitude about it, then you're gonna like defend your monuments because this is all we have. So to me, it's like I feel like at some point we were going to get here, because of like at the end of the day, it's because of a deficit model of identity, a bad storytelling, where it's like with African Americans, we had to understand that our narrative doesn't start with slavery. We had to be able to reach further back. And I feel like with this group, like they have to understand that your narrative doesn't start with this sort of American Revolution. Like you have a greater narrative, so you can let this go because it's not really who you are.
One of the things that I thought was kind of most shocking, and everything was shocking and disturbing about it. But these individuals who were marching, these people that were in the KKK, they weren't even wearing hoods. They didn't even have the shame or fear to hide their face anymore. Do you guys see this as a moment that can be a wake up call, maybe to a lot of people, even in people in the church, who at this point may not have known the level of racism that still exists in this country?
Yeah, I mean, I think people don't want to know. You know what I mean? It's very obvious for a person of color. These are things that we have to think to on a daily basis. So when we talk about issues such as white privilege, a lot of times people think we're talking about, how much money you have, or your job is better than mine, or I worked hard. Of course you did, but there's areas where you have the privilege of not having to think about who's racist and who's not. You have the privilege of not having to consider why you were being turned down for a job opportunity, or, why. That puts me in crazy fear for the people of Charlottesville, who were not thinking about that from the onset, right? Like that might be your dentist out there with the tiki torch, and you didn't even realize it. Like, how does that make you feel now? You know what I'm saying? Like that may be the person in your congregation. That may be a deacon, and you didn't have a clue. And so, that's just a very scary place, where I think lines have got to be drawn very clear, especially like within the church, about where we stand on these particular things, because I want a white nationalist to feel uncomfortable in my church. That's I want them to feel like, oh, this is not a place where I can express white supremacy freely, where I know it's looked upon as sin and not looked upon as, just my little, we just disagree. It's a political difference.
What would you guys like to have seen the church's response be? I think the thing that shocked me after the initial shock of that this is our country in 2017, and I didn't realize that. I mean, I was shocked by the emboldenment of the hate. You know what I mean? Like Jesse was just saying, that took me off guard. But then I was waiting for the church leaders to step up and be the moral compass, and I just didn't see it happen. And I can't wrap my head around why the church was so silent this week. You know?
Yeah, I think that there was a few. I don't want to take away from the voices like Ray Ortlund and Tim Keller, who definitely stepped into those spaces and was like, this is outlandish. Yeah. As far as like those that I would consider like within the umbrella, like the safe umbrella, you know, the people like the Science Mikes and like Gungers who like the church don't take serious no more anyway. You know, of course they was gonna say something, right? But what I would have hoped to have seen is a realization of like where they're sort of complicit in the dog whistling of that. Like to see that like, hey, some of these policies that we stood for, some of these things we've been saying and allowing to come out of our mouths, we may have meant one thing, but you didn't know what you were signaling. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping that like now you see, look, you were signaling this, and then just kind of like step into that space and be like, I mean, Clay Aiken, for crying out loud, was like, hey, I stood for these things, and then I realized, oh crap, I was wrong. Like, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to signal this. You know, so like I would have loved to have seen sort of like white evangelicalism to be like, yo, this was on our watch, like our bad. That's not what we meant. You know what I mean? Like, so it's in the same way, and actually in a deeper way, like, you know, I have no problem like disavowing, although I understand it, I have no problem disavowing like criminal activity in the hood. Like, I understand it. I understand how we got there, but like, no, it's still wrong. Like, I don't like, that's not a hard discussion. Like, I literally feel like this was for church and our government. Like, this was a layup. This was literally the easiest thing you could have came out against, right? Like, this was a no-brainer, you know?
I think, unfortunately, it's too late, though, to some degree, though. It's too late because it was a layup for us with Trayvon. It was a layup with Mike Brown. It was a layup with Philando Castile, Eric Garner, Sandra Bland. You know, it was a layup for the church to say something since 2014. And so this is what unfortunately, like, as far as people of color, you know, Christian evangelical people of color, they've already decided we have no advocates and allies here. Yeah. So we've moved on. You know, they moved on a long time ago. And so this is just more like us sitting back saying, well, there's an old African-American proverb, and it goes, we tried to tell y'all. Yeah. And so that's what I think people are experiencing right now in the church.
What do we do? Yeah. What do we do then? I mean, like, I don't want the church to look like this, but you're completely right, Lecrae. I mean, the church has had time. I mean, 30 national tragedies, if not more, in the year since 2014, since Trayvon. And it's like, why? And every time it's like, why is this still happening? And I don't understand, where do we go from here? I mean, is it really a thing? Like, I almost heard defeat in your voice when you were just talking. Like, is it really a thing of we just got to throw our hands up and like, oh, well, it'll never get better? I mean, I can't accept that, right?
No, here's what I can only speak for myself and some of my friends. I think our resolve is, we know we cannot, as people of color, we cannot tear down the infrastructures of systemic oppression, racism, white nationalism. That, like, we can't. We make up a very small portion of the population. We have, you know, very to little control as far as this nation is concerned. So that infrastructure being torn down is going to have to happen from white allies. And so all we can do is liberate and be an example for people of color, for the marginalized in society. That's all we can do. Yeah. And that's what I've attended my focus toward, is how can I educate and liberate people who feel the weight of the oppression versus screaming at the top of my lungs, stop encouraging this, stop supporting this violently, stop. You know, it's just like, hey, guys, if you guys want to tear this down, please do. I encourage you to, but I can't spend all my energy screaming, please tear down these and stop supporting these systems of oppression.
So we as a white Christians, as the people listening to this podcast, I mean, one of the things we can do, if I'm hearing you right, is holding our leaders accountable. That this is unacceptable. Your silence is unacceptable. That these institutions are unacceptable. That these systems are unacceptable. And the squeaky wheel gets the oil, sort of a thing. We cannot let this persist.
Yeah. And you can't okay, here's one for me is what you can't do is look at this group of people and be like, okay, these are just a small group of nut jobs that exist in the Ozarks.
I think that's what white people say. That's what white people say. It's like, well, that's not me. That's not us. Yeah.
Yes, you can't dismiss them. Take ownership. No, that's like Lecrae said. That's your dentist. That's your Sunday school teacher. No, they are us. Yeah. So own it. You know what I mean? And because when you dismiss them as other, then it's just then it continues. You know what I'm saying? Because then they go unchecked. They're just idiots. No, they're you. Yeah.
Well, I hate that.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, to the point to extend that, it's not just the people around me, but it is also I have to look at I feel like I have been forced to really reconcile my own racist beliefs. It's not outward. There's nothing I would say I feel this, but what, I have to look at in what way have I contributed to the problem that's happening, because extremists are a small piece of it, but this was not this, what is happening right now was not moved along by just a small group of extremists.
It's almost like I'm sitting there thinking okay, if I attend an all white church, right, I'm contributing to the problem.
Right. How do I feel about the war on drugs? How do I feel about, right?
Am I educated about the actual issues of the reality of people who live a different reality than me? Right. It's it's my own participation in the ignorance, the blindness, where it's no, those crazy people, that's not me. But by looking the other way, I'm allowing them to exist and get bolder, Right.
Exactly. I'll tell you a very tangible example that I'm having to deal with currently is, I'm very involved in a school in the inner city of Atlanta, and we want to make the whole area in that around the school better, and to make that area better, it takes us, getting rid of some of these abandoned houses that are used for drug trafficking. The problem with getting rid of these abandoned houses that are used for drug trafficking is that they're owned by white investors who don't want to sell them because they're waiting for the land to turn over and be gentrified. And so you have a people group that are feeling the oppression of kids who want a better education but have to step over needles and have to deal with, the violence and the issues of the drug trade, because we can't buy these houses, which we're ready to buy. We can't buy these houses and turn them into barbershops and turn them into places where, healthy families can move in. We have to just sit and wait for these, wealthy white landowners to say, yeah, we'll consider it, but they don't want to sell them. They want to wait until the area is gentrified and the people in the community are pushed out somewhere else, and that's part of the issue that on a different level.
Yeah, so that's what we mean by systemic. That's a system problem. You know what I'm saying? It's when you move from a good example, just even in American history, is moving from slavery to sharecropping. That's a picture of sharecropping. That you this illusion of meritocracy and this autonomy, but like Lecrae said, they have the financial abilities and resources to actually do this. And what he's describing is what the Latinos call gentefication, which is gente, just my people, to where it's the locals invest in the betterment of their city. So we're not looking for a coffee shop, we're looking for a barber shop. You know what I'm saying? That we're not looking for a Whole Foods, we're looking for a local. You understand what I'm saying? So but if the massa, quote unquote, in this illustration here, still owns the resources, you're really not free. It's just sharecropping. So when someone says, again, well, you just need to work harder, I'm like, well, look out the window at the gardener out there. You telling me that man's not working hard? You tell me that man just worked an 18-hour day.
Right.
He's not working hard. So that's so when you let, and again, I feel like that goes back to even why they would march is like, you have to let go of your creation myths, like the myths that shape your identity, that makes you believe in things like bootstrapping or in the things of like the holiness of our founders. You know what I'm saying? Like they shape your identity. And so so then when I come in here, or when Lecrae comes in here and tells you, it's like, no, we worked hard, we want to change this community and they won't let me, that grates against your identity, because you're like, well, no. If you have the money, you should be able to do it. And we're like, no, you don't understand. We can't, you know.
Let me ask one thing about, sorry, go ahead, Lecrae.
No, I was just jumping in a whole different segue as far as the Confederacy and all of that identity piece that Prop was talking about. It's really kind of ludicrous, you know. And end of the day, it's like the identity piece and finding your worth and value in this historical, you know, fabrication. It really doesn't make any sense to, you know, encourage or say, hey, man, you know, you guys deserve the right to protest against these things coming down from, you know, national leaders, because it's the antithesis of America, right? America that stands today defeated this Confederate army that was trying to...
enemies of the state.
Right. Secede from the nation. So why are we... Like, we would never think of constructing Soviet Union monuments or keeping North Korean monuments in America.
Osama bin Laden.
It would be unanimous, take that down. And yet, this is, you know, something that we're saying, well, you know, they should be able to...
Well, in Germany, there's not one statue to Hitler in Germany. Yeah. There are memorials to the victims. So the people who are saying, no, this is part of our history, we don't want to whitewash our history or whatever, that's not what's happening. We are, you know, you don't honor the enemy of the state. You're not erasing history by taking those monuments down. But it is, I mean, as a white person, I'm bothered by them. But I mean, I can't imagine as a black man, seeing a statue honoring a person who enslaved your people. I mean,
and what about like the Washington Monument and every other, you know, slave owner who unapologetically founded our country and thought somehow they were able to make sense of the idea of owning another person. It's just like there's a deeply foundational problem with what we have become very comfortable with. But this is a layer. I'm glad we're getting rid of Confederacy, but there's a whole lot to this.
Yeah. So there's museums and art exhibits for remembering, for understanding our past and knowing where we came from. And then there's monuments, and monuments are for honor, right? To restore honor and to find a sense of self and meaning, right? So the idea of a Confederate monument should be an oxymoron. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not... You know, but a Confederate museum, you know, a place where we can remember, just like when you were with me, Cameron, in Montana, when we went to like the Sitting Bull, you know, the Little Bighorn, like the Custer thing, to where it's like, okay, like, let's remember what we did to our natives. Yeah, right. But let's honor Sitting Bull. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go. Look, anyway.
Right. Well, guys, I thank you both for your leadership in this. Both of your voices are needed. Both of you, I want you to know you have full access to the Relevant platform anytime, any way. We want to change things. And I think that this generation can. I think one of the most disheartening things in the images coming out of Charlottesville to me as a middle-aged white man was that I have hope for the future always. I'm an optimist, and seeing that it was the 20-year-olds and the younger people that are filled with such hate. I thought we were turning the corner and maybe getting past this. And I think that, you know, the realization that we haven't is sobering to me, and it makes me more emboldened to fight this and stand for what's right. And I thank you both for your leadership. Thanks for coming on the show today. Thank you for everything you're doing, honestly. And I'm hoping for a better tomorrow, you know. So
appreciate y'all, man.
All right.
We appreciate y'all. Thanks for being allies.
All right. Thanks, Lecrae.
Thanks. Bye, Lecrae.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was Lecrae and propaganda, and a conversation that doesn't end there. Keep it going.
Would have been nice for Lecrae to listen to my demo, though. I feel like this was the moment, but all right.
Maybe you can get King's Kaleidoscope to listen to it. They're coming up next. Stay tuned.
Right. I've got 2 hearts and no brain, and no brain, and no brain. They seem to forget my name. What's my name? What's my name? 'Cause you called me someone else the other day.
You're listening to, I'm not kidding, Kane Strang. The song is 2 Hearts and No Brain. So if Kane, Cameron, and Chandler Strang were all in a room, the song 2 Hearts and No Brain would be apropos.
Going to be Chandler's wedding theme.
I'm not saying who's who. King's Kaleidoscope is an experimental worship outfit who blends indie rock with contemporary praise-style music and traditional hymns. Their brand new mixtape, The Beauty Between, features guest appearances and collaborations with artists like Derek Minor, Andy Mineo, Beautiful Eulogy, and Propaganda.
I know him.
Hey.
We recently talked with the band about why they wanted to collaborate with hip-hop artists on their new project and had them walk us through some of the standout tracks from The Beauty Between. Here is King's Kaleidoscope.
Just as sometimes Phoenix castles of clouds. Just as sometimes Phoenix
This mixtape has a lot of interesting collaborations for you guys. So you've brought in some various hip hop artists for the new mixtape. Tell me a little bit about what the vision was for that.
Yeah, so I was kind of working on some other production stuff this year for some hip hop projects, and sort of kept, I'd write these songs and get these songs started. And if the artists, if they didn't fit the project, then I kind of just had them left in my back pocket. And I really wanted to do something with all of them because they still felt, pretty King's Kaleidoscope influence and whatnot. So, through meeting all these other hip hop artists this year, I just decided, well, what if as a band we put out a mixtape and use some of these ideas, just doing our own project with them. So obviously, it ended up being a huge collaboration thing with some other producers and just a lot of the new friends I got to meet this year, basically.
I was wondering if you could kind of give me kind of a walkthrough of a couple of these tracks, maybe starting with The Beauty Between, the title track with Andy Mineo.
Sure.
Maybe tell me a little bit about how that particular song came together, the writing process and what it was like working with Andy.
Yeah, so I had been working with Andy since last July, so over a year ago. Just on and off, we did some sessions for his next full-length record, and it was kind of the producer team, if you will, was kind of me and this other producer, Daniel Steele. And Daniel and I just hit it off like really well. I love working with him. We had really good chemistry, and we made a bunch of beats for Andy, and then the ones that weren't going to fit Andy's project, some of those ended up on this mixtape here. But Daniel, I brought him up to Seattle from Portland just to help me when I was probably about like halfway, 70% through the mixtape. I just wanted his help with drums. He's a crazy drummer and drum designer. He just has, loads of beats that he's made over the years. And he played me the beat for The Beauty Between, and I freaked out hearing that bass intro where then the drum fill flips. You don't really know where the one is, and then it comes in. It's super funky. It just made me feel amazing. And then when the sort of this time-stretched keyboard sample thing comes in on the chorus, I just thought that was the coolest chord progression I'd ever heard in my life. So I told him, I need this. I'm taking this from you. It's going to go on our mixtape. It's mine now, And it just took a while. I mean, probably a month or so for me to figure out what the song was. And I remember being downstairs, and I had been kicking on all these ideas specifically around, how do humans, just by fallen nature, we swing so hard to the right or to the left. We're so opinionated, and swinging out to those extremes, it's like it gives us a false sense of safety. Like, the mystery in the middle is where we feel really uncomfortable, but that's also where we actually have to trust God more. It's sort of more where I feel like God operates when we don't feel like we can have all the answers. And I just came up with the beauty between was that phrase that just clicked one night when I was sitting downstairs trying to write lyrics, and I kind of freaked out. That's going to be the title of the record. That's the theme. And then, the song ended up getting written with a friend of mine, Zach Bolin, who is the lead frontman for Citizens and Saints. We work on lots of lyrics together. I think we did almost all of them together for this record. And then I wanted to bring in Andy on it because I wanted to have Andy on one of the songs. We've been working together all year, and that one felt like it fit his personality the best. And tracking him down was really hard. Obviously, he's a busy guy and has a lot going on. And he sent me, I think, probably 3 different versions of his rap. And I think the final one he sent was from like Amsterdam or something when he was on tour. And you could just hear how tired he was. He sounded like he hadn't slept in a week, and I had to have him redo it when he got back to New York. But that's kind of how that song ended up coming about. And then it just felt so new and so different and so exciting.
If it all fell apart, would I trust in God? And if it's all good, would I need him at all? That's when I found that beauty in between. If you know that you don't know that much, you know just what I mean.
When the sky is falling, when life is a dream, unfortunately fall into the beauty between. Only God above me, painting my scene. Unfortunately fall into the beauty between.
One of the other big name rappers that you have is Propaganda on Playing with Fire. Tell me a little bit about that song and what your kind of pitch was to Prop to be on that one.
I'm friends with Prop and all the guys at Humble Beast, and so we know each other and love each other's music. And so that is another example. That's an example of a beat that I started in Philly for Andy Mineo, and it was just it wasn't the right vibe, for what he was going for. But I really wanted to use it. It was super hard. It felt like some kind of like Jay-Z East Coast thing with the swing of it and everything. And so I had the beat way long before I could figure out what the song was going to be about. And then eventually I started writing that chorus came out, which really is about kind of apathy for suffering, like just being comfortable. In the chorus I say, if what it takes is all of me, I'm still not who I'm meant to be. I'm holding back, I just relax, indulging insecurities and, living alive, playing with fire. And Prop just seemed like the right guy. He has like the fieriness. He, cares a lot about social justice, and it just seemed like the right guy for it.
If what it takes is all of me, I'm still not who I'm meant to be. When I react, I just retract, avoiding all the gravity. Living a lie, playing the fire.
Suicide at this point, it's obvious. Close your browser. And young war zone, lose you in Fallujah. I hope you find shelter for them goons come bruise ya. And when the homies gain thrones, boy, it ain't no game, bro. I shouldn't know how a body goes limp when it hangs, bro.
One of the other Sticks and Stones is kind of that's like the other single, right? Like you guys released that one here ahead of the album. Tell me about the kind of theme of that song, and obviously that's one that is doesn't have like a featured guest, but still has a cool feel, at home on like a mixtape. Tell me how that song came together.
Yeah. So that song, we all started. I was a worship director for like 7 years, so we all started as a worship band, and then after that have since moved into I'm kind of learning what it means to just be an artist full time and just do that. But that song sort of comes out of this unhealthy church environment that we were all a part of. So, that song's outlining unhealthy, organized religion, basically. And it's pretty interesting for me because my friend Nadia, who sings on that song, like all of us have come out of that church we were a part of with different levels of like disenchantment with church. And for her, I think that's been a super hard thing. And so we don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. But it was really cool because we both totally were like, oh, we can write a song about this. And so she hasn't really been playing with Kings very much just because it's still so faith and gospel based. But it was really awesome that she got to be part of this song. And it was something where we were both like, oh, we could write this song about the same thing. Even though we believe different things now, we can still write a song about this together.
Paint the beauty we split. 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 No, 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 no.
That was King's Kaleidoscope. Make sure to check out their new mixtape, The Beauty Between. It's out today. You're listening to Jack River. The song is Fool's Gold. Well, it's time for your feedback. So last week on the podcast, we got talking about TV shows that are switching things up even though they didn't need to. The Kevin James show on CBS, the number one new comedy, is killing off the wife to bring Leah Remini into the role because they just want to relive the King of Queens, basically. Got us talking about other shows that made unnecessary changes, and we want to know from you. So the question of the week, what perfectly good show would you radically change for no good reason, and how would you do it? You guys hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast. You also posted on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Here's a few of our favorites.
Zach Lloyd said, to add some levity, he would add Tobias from Arrested. So the actual character, not just David Cross, the actual character of Tobias Funke of Arrested Development to be a person of interest in a special Law and Order SVU episode. I would absolutely watch that because there's something sinister about Tobias the whole time.
Well, that's not really changing the show fundamentally. If Tobias became one of the detectives that was multiple episodes, that would change the show fundamentally.
I would watch any show centered on Tobias Funke, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's true.
Eric Odom said, this one's dark. For Full House, Danny Tanner's wife is back from the dead. Joey and Jesse are out, and it's a new sitcom about a man and his zombie wife raising 3 daughters.
Oh my goodness. What? Well, that's the thing. Like, you kind of,
it's weird.
Again, I would watch that. Okay, Drew Hunt says Lawrence Fishburne's character in Blackish over the period of 2 seasons or so should gradually descend into the character of Morpheus from the Matrix movies, which he also played. The older he gets, the crazier he gets, and starts with just a random line or two, like which shirt should I wear, the red or the blue. By the end, he is in the full leather duster with the black shades with no arms on the side, looking for the one in the context of the sitcom Blackish. I think adding Morpheus to the mix of that show would be a spectacular and ridiculous switch. Again, I would totally watch that.
Dude, I was watching Blackish this week. It's obviously in reruns right now, and it's moving to Tuesdays this fall on ABC, by the way.
I think that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, it's like kind of getting higher profile. The episode that aired last week was the episode about the daughter choosing that she doesn't believe in God.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the way it culminated and it sent the family kind of on a journey of faith and sincerity and belief in Christ and what does it mean to be a real Christian and how are they going to raise their kids and all that stuff. It was one of the most sincere and honest Christian moments I've ever seen on mainstream television. I don't get how this show, every episode, whether it's a hard-hitting social issue, a faith issue, whatever, they nail it. It's a fun show to watch. It's enjoyable. It's funny. It's smart. But then there is such a sincerity and an honesty to it that I'm telling you, it is one of the best shows, if not the best sitcom on television. It's just straight up one of the best shows on TV. It's brilliant. I love that show.
You know what else I love? The Matrix trilogy.
The Matrix trilogy. Speaking of Christian allegory.
Exactly. I mean, I think what you're doing is you're blending two great things and making something even better. You know, like a suburban backyard and a 45-acre alpaca ranch. You're just cramming them together, making something magnificent, making a pretty good investment, Chandler. So don't ask me for the money back because it's gone. It's gone. You're not getting it. You'll see a return one day in the form of crates of alpaca milk delivered directly to your home. Just kidding. Don't drink. It'll make you violently ill. I've made the mistake.
Brian Henninger, a couple good ideas. My favorite one, though, was add a laugh track to the Bachelor or Bachelorette shows. And then he went on to say it's a joke.
Speaking of sincere Christian moments, man, Bachelor in Paradise, just really hard hitting, like moving this week.
There's the laugh track right there.
Good Lord. I suffered through a little bit of that this week.
Yeah, wait, okay, Cameron, you always here's the thing, man. You mention these shows a lot, and you always say that it's like this reluctance. Yeah. Like you had someone over and was like, "Hey, man, we really got to watch The Bachelor," or like you had a homework assignment. Yeah. Deep down, do you enjoy these?
No, here's the deal. I like bad reality television marathons. I like Bravo. I like HGTV. I don't care. I like mindless stuff because I usually have my laptop out in the evenings and it's just on in the background. Last year, a friend of mine, a good friend of all of ours, Andy Barron, he excitedly and I think non-ironically tweets about The Bachelor and Bachelorette. Like he loves it. I had never seen the shows. I decided last year I want to see what the hype is about, and I watched, I think, The Bachelor last year. It was the most painful, like horrible, like it's just everything about it was just terrible. I couldn't stand it. Last night I happened to see a few minutes of Bachelor in Paradise. That's all I was referencing. I didn't actually watch it, but it had made the news, and I was surprised it was back on the air because production got shut down for very serious issues, and I was like, I can't believe this is back on. So I just wanted to see how they were going to handle it.
I will just say, to Jesse's point, you do seem to watch all of the shows that you absolutely do not like. There is something about your psychology. It's
almost like you have like this. You're like a glutton for TV punishment.
Well, here's the deal. Late at night, Friday night, 1 a.m, a lot of people are out doing bad things. My bad thing, my guilty pleasures, I watch Christian television. It's the weirdest thing. I won't watch.
Terrible.
And it's painful.
What's on at that time?
Oh, the same old prosperity preachers and stuff. But I watch them. Like I don't know why. And I watch these bad reality shows for the same reason. I don't know why.
It's just, I'm not gonna name the Christian TV show host. It's not. I mean, people can figure it out if they want. But there's one who it's some preaching, some prosperity. It's mostly selling like vats of strange food that can be eaten
like Armageddon
should the apocalypse
food.
happen.
Armageddon food. Jim Baker, man, he's proud of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like I've watched Jim Baker for hours and hours, and it's people sampling the vat because they don't make normal portions. All it makes is vat size.
95% of the show is not ministry. It's
like QVC or something like that.
His like go out and build a bunker and here's your food. It's like QVC.
But it's this crazy. I mean, it's this crazy format though. Because did you see the John Oliver takedown of Infowars?
Yeah,
it's like the same.
Yeah.
He's just kind of espousing
like apocalyptic prophetic scare tactics, and then said when the apocalypse happens, buy my food.
Prepared.
You scare people and then sell them the solution.
I'm telling you, I watch this stuff like it's a car wreck on the side of the road, and I'm just mesmerized by it. And I don't want to take it second hand and hear it through somebody else's filter. I watch it myself, but I think I'm the same way with the bad reality TV. I think I'm watching it anthropologically.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. But I will say this though, a lot of like culture writers and people that I follow pretty closely that are astute and that I respect a lot are also big fans of the Bachelorette franchise. Like a couple of the writers from Slate that I really like follow it, and also like The Ringer does they do recaps and they have like Bachelorette fantasy leagues and stuff. And like they're watching it non-ironically. So I do think you're on to something with like
it's mesmerizing, man. It's like a car wreck on the side of the road. You really can't look away once you've started it. I mean,
I get it. It's good junk food.
It's really
like McDonald's is excellent. You know it's killing you, but also you're like, That is very delicious.
Some fries. Yeah. Tonight I had a hard day. I just need some television fries tonight.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You know, there's
want
nothing wrong with brainless television. My PhD freaking doctor wife does the same thing. Like I'll come home and I'm like, you're the smartest human I know. Like for real, this is what you're watching right now? She's like, yes.
I just got to be honest with you. I don't mean to justify it. I just need to turn my brain off at night. And when I'm watching like Bravo marathons, my brain is off.
Oh, I'm with you.
And it's like such a different reality that I'm like, I don't want to think at night. I think all day. You know? And so it's like...
She gets pissed because I'm like, yo, let's watch this documentary. And she's like, nope.
I'm the same way, man.
Dude, I'm the same way. I'll be sitting there on my couch and those alpacas will not shut up. Like, I'm not getting a wink of sleep. I got to turn the TV up so loud to drown them out. My neighbors are ticked off. The phone's ringing off.
What noise do they make?
I turn on Bravo as loud as I can and I just yell out the window, you shut up, alpacas, you cost me everything. So I'm with you guys, man. I think we've suffering the same kind of deal here. Chandler, the money's gone. By the way. That's all. Every dime is gone.
The money's gone.
We've done the gamut of emotions this show, haven't we?
Oh,
we really
man.
have been all over the map.
We needed to, after that conversation earlier, we needed to end it with Jesse yelling at his alpacas.
Yeah.
So.
Which is
You cost me everything in my life, you stupid alpacas.
My wife is gone.
I'll never forgive you,
Even watching
alpacas.
the slow degradation of how he feels about these alpacas. Like it started off with such joy and within the podcast, it's gone down to where he actually
real talk,
feels.
guys. I've tried just to free the entire herd. Like I left the gate open. I wanted them just to wander away and never come back, and they won't leave.
Your pixel trackers are it's just vibrating like crazy. Your phone's going
vibrating.
Yeah.
Fools keep returning them because they're on Pixel with you.
They're very needy animals. Very needy in a lot of ways. Emotionally, whole thing.
That'll do it for last week's feedback. It's time for this week's
editorial question of the week. Hey.
Oh, I mean, clearly the question of the week this week has to be other ideas for creative investments of things that will generate commerce without using currency.
Right.
It would provide things for a bartering society.
Post-apocalyptic bartering world.
Yes, when we enter our inevitable post-apocalyptic bartering society, what things should you be investing in now so you'll be ready?
What is strange about this podcast is I would bet you that over 10 years or 11 years or 12 years, this question has been asked.
I don't know.
It's possible.
It feels like we've danced around it long enough that it's...
I don't think the stakes have been this high, though. The stakes are this high. We might go into a nuclear holocaust within a week. Right? The country's going to split into another civil war again, right? So I'm like, and the country ain't splitting nice and neatly. Like, I've thought about this before. The Civil War, like that time, it split kind of neat, just right down to Mason.
Like if you could just head north enough,
so easy.
Yeah, if you could just head north enough, you were gonna be okay.
Yeah,
you're fine. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like it's all splatter plotted. You feel me? Like I don't. So I actually do need you to think of other forms of currency.
I will say this: as much as I've thought about this question too, like when I'm watching like the Jim Baker show, and he's talking about like this. Like future apocalypse, which is probably going to the world's going to get blood mooned after this, solar eclipse.
Yeah.
And if my options are to live in a dystopian bunker with nothing but vats of Jim Baker's soup, or to be beheaded by the Antichrist, like in Thief in the Night. Yeah. I think I'm just going to take the beheading.
Yeah,
like, what kind of existence is that to live in a bunker with just a barrel full of soup?
But those who choose to remain, Jesse, the one who has the most Jim Baker meals is the one with the most power.
He's king. That's right.
You could be socking that
currency.
Yeah, if you could be socking that stuff away now, you could rule your region.
I'm just sit there stirring his vat of vitamin soup with a bow roar, looking down on the minions who are coming for one sip. I like the idea, Cameron. That's fantastic. I'm going to convert my savings from alpacas into the vats of this soup. I'll tell you this: at least that'll keep quiet at night and shut up back there.
You watch 30 minutes of his show, you pretty much have that same idea. You're like, I really need to sock this stuff away for me and my neighborhood, my family.
It's just good sense to send him a couple thousand for this. Yeah.
All right, you can hit us up on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com, or you can tweet at us your ideas of investments you should be making now to prepare for the post-apocalyptic barter society. Whew.
Wow.
This was a show.
There's nothing that we didn't cover in this show. We literally it's all done.
That is very true.
Bitcoin. We've talked about the space program.
Right.
We talked. Yeah.
Voided up New Jerseyans.
The homeless crisis around the country.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the Lone Bellow has an album coming out on September 15th.
And Propaganda's touring with King's Kaleidoscope. Buy tickets.
King's Kaleidoscope has a new mixtape out today.
And Chandler, I think, has a new sweatshirt on.
And
a different one, yeah.
It's
and
nice.
hopefully Chandler will post the entire episode this week. What do you think?
It's hard to bounce the whole thing. You'll get it.
Yeah.
Chandler, you just let him have it one day, man. Just let it rip.
I'd love for you. You can listen to full episodes of The New Activist available. Oh, Chandler, you have the worst job on earth.
Yeah, I literally sent you. I was just about to say after this was over, hey man, I sent you the next edit for the next Red Couch. So,
Poor Chandler.
Can you get on that today?
Chandler has one of those jobs where if it goes perfectly, we never say anything.
Yep.
If it goes even
3 out of 4 times a month where something's wrong with the file.
That's brother talk right there.
Yeah.
It's like being an alpaca farmer. If everything's going smoothly, it's all gravy. And one alpaca gets out and attacks a person, the city won't get off your back about it.
Yeah.
One virus breaks out and you got a big alpaca mess in the backyard. The city won't let you hear the end of it. I hear you, Chandler. It is. People don't get us. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, many thanks to this episode's sponsors for making the show possible. Remember, RX bars, when
literally making the show possible.
Literally, yeah.
Because if our tummies aren't full, we get cranky.
That's true.
And when we get cranky, people online respond.
That's right. You can go over to rxbar.com/relevant and enter promo code relevant to get 25% off your first order of RX bars. Go do it. You'll like it. I promise.
They're really good.
Yeah. And remember, you can go to tracker.com, TRACKR.com, and enter promo code relevant to get 20% off any order of Tracker stuff. Well, if you're like me, it's very helpful. Thanks to our guests for joining us. Lecrae's new album, All Things Work Together, comes out next month. You can follow him on Twitter at Lecrae. Thanks also to King's Kaleidoscope for joining us. You can follow them on Twitter at Kings K Music and their new mixtape.
Nobody's going to figure out how to spell Kaleidoscope.
That's right. Kings K Music. Their mixtape, The Beauty Between, drops today. Go check it out. Hey, while you're online, if you like this show, leave us a review over there in the iTunes store. It helps people find it, and we like the positive feedback. If you don't like the show, just keep it to yourself. And on that note, we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Eddie Koffoltz.
Chandler Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Propaganda.
And we'll see you next week. Hopefully it'll be a normal week this week.
Good luck, America.
Yeah.
You say I make you nervous. Well, I feel it double. Why is it so easy? We both know we're in trouble. I'm not so good with in between, but how can it really be? So while you're here, every day's a weekend. Don't care, every day's a weekend.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
You're going away to the place where you came from. If I had it my way, you stay, you would be prolonged. Consider these conditions.
Shut up, alpacas! You've cost me everything!
Shop Amazon for last minute gifts. Great deals for everyone on your list. Gifts for mom and gifts for dad. Even for your sister and your brother Chad. Ah shoot, we didn't realize we were supposed to get a gift for our dog walker guy. We almost forgot about our dentist Dr. Kerr. We didn't expect to get a gift from her. Or our cousin, I forget his name. He got us something nice, better reciprocate. For last minute deals on gifts for people you forgot. Get fast and free shipping at Amazon.